Okay. Hello, student. In this lecture, we will study the force due to charges moving in the conductor. So, for that, actually, we have to follow the or know the right hand thumb rule. So, according to this thumb rule, if we grab the conductor in our right hand, this thumb denotes the direction of current, where this curved finger gives the direction of magnetic field. So this is the thumb rule. Again, if we grab the conductor in our right hand rule, this thumb denotes the direction of current, where this curved finger denotes the direction of magnetic field. Now, if you place two wires close to each other, say this one is wire 1 and this one is wire 2. If there is a flow of current from wire 1, it will exert the force on wire 2. Now, in this case, if the current is moving in this direction, according to convention, the charges are moving in the opposite direction. So this is the velocity of charges. So if this is the velocity of charges, and if the magnetic field is directed towards the plane of paper, so if this is the direction of the magnetic field, in this case, the force acting on wire 2 due to wire 1 will be directed from wire 2 to wire 1. So according to this figure, we come to know that force F, then velocity V, and magnetic field gives the cross product, vector cross product. So again, this is wire 1, current flowing in this direction will exert a force on wire 2, and the force is the direction of the force will be from wire 2 to wire 1. Now the magnetic force. Now consider a uniform magnetic field. Say consider this is the uniform magnetic field, and if we fire an electron moving from this direction to this direction, so this electron or this charge will experience as a force, that is the magnetic force, which is denoted by Fm. So the charge on this, so the force on this charge will be Q V cross B, and the magnitude of this equation or this force will be F is equal to Q V B sine theta, whereas this sine theta is the angle between the velocity and magnetic induction. So keep remember this force, velocity and magnetic field are the vector cross product. For that we can understand through this diagram. If this is the velocity, this is the direction of the magnetic field. In this case, resultant will be in this direction, that is V cross B. Now the force acting on this wire 2, there will be two types of forces. One is Fe, that is the force due to electric field, and second force will be Fm, that is force due to magnetic field. So the total force will be F is equal to Fe plus Fm. So force due to electric field is nothing but we know that Fe is equal to Q into E. The Q is the charge and E is the electric field. So the total force will be nothing but F is equal to QE and plus QV cross B. The next point is magnetic force on wire. Wire carrying current. So in our syllabus, actually, there are three cases when current carrying wire is experiences of forces. One is when we consider that the wire is straight, and second is when the wire is in arbitrary shape, and third one when the wire is considered to be a loop or a circle. So the first one is when the wire is straight. Now consider this is the uniform magnetic field, and a current carrying conductor is placed in this uniform magnetic field. If the direction of current is from right to left, then the charges are considered to be moving from left to right. That is the velocity of the charges. In this case, the force experiences by this current carrying conductor will be in this direction. Now, consider that the length of this element is L, or consider there is a one electron or few electrons are passing through a small area. Say that small area or the length of the element dl. So the force acting on this dl length element will be df. That is the force acting on element dl. That dl is the length, and the number of charges passing through this area is nothing but dq. Now in this case, we have to consider that the number of positive charges, number of negative charges are equal to the number of positive charges, the direction of them. So if the number of negative charges are moving from this direction to this direction, and oppositely the number of positive charges will be moving from this direction to this direction. So the velocity is given by v is equal to dl divided by dt. That is length per unit time. So the force acting on small element dl will be dq multiplied by, that is, v cross b. Now we know that velocity is nothing but dl by dt. That's the number of charges are passing through a unit area. So this equation will become as dq dl divided by dt. So if we bring this dt from bracket to this side, this will become dq divided by dt. And now dq by dt is nothing but the charge, the flow of charge per unit time. The flow of charge per unit time is nothing but current. So we can say dq divided by dt is equal to R. So this equation will be modified as I dl d. So the equation becomes that is the dF is the force acting on element whose length is dl. I is the current and B is the magnetic field. So this is the force, that's dF acting on dl. Now if you want to calculate or obtain the force acting on entire length of the element, in that case we have to add the force on each small element, that is dl, 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 dl. So adding this dl, dl is nothing but the summation. So the force will be given as F is equal to summation of df. So if we include the force on each element, will give you the total force. So F will be summation of I dl into B. So from this summation, current will be remain the same. So we will take that term out. This will become as F I summation of dl cross B. So if we add this dl, 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 the total length will be L. So this equation will become as F is equal to I L B. And the magnitude of this equation, or the magnitude of the force, will become as F is equal to I L B sine theta. The sine theta is the angle between B and V. In case if this angle is 90 degree, so sine 90 will become as 1. So this equation will become as F is equal to I L. So this is the force acting on current carrying conductor or a straight current carrying conductor. Now, the force acting on arbitrarily shaped wire. In the previous part, actually, we have studied the force acting on straight current carrying conductor. Now, consider a wire whose shape is arbitrary. Consider this is the current carrying conductor whose shape is arbitrary. If this is the direction of magnetic field, and if the current is flowing through this arbitrary shaped conductor I, what will be the force? Now first consider a small element, that is dl. So what will be the force acting on this element dl? That will be df. So again we know that when the current is flowing through conductor, the force acting on this conductor is nothing but df is equal to q v cross b. If the number of charges are dq, in that case this equation is become as df is equal to dq v cross b. So this equation is nothing but df is equal to I d l into b. Now this is the force acting on this element dl. So if you want to calculate the entire force on this wire, it will become as the summation of dF. So integration, because the angle is changed, so we will take the integration of dF. So this will become as F is equal to integration of I dl cross B. So the constant term will be out of the integration. This will become as F I dl. So this is the force acting on arbitrary shaped wire carrying current. Now the third case, that is force on a closed circuit when it placed in magnetic field. So closed circuit means of any shape. So this is also called as closed shape or loop. In this case, actually, for better understanding, we will consider the shape of the conductor of closed circuit as a circle. Now consider the current is flowing through this closed circuit wire. This is the direction of current here. This is the direction of current here. This is the direction of current here, and the direction of current here. So if the direction of magnetic field, say, coming out of this plane of paper, in this case, if the magnetic field is uniform, it will exert a force on this current carrying conductor. So that force, if you again consider a small element whose length is dl, it experiences a force that is df. So, because this is the closed circuit, we have to take the integration over closed loop. That will be I dl cross B. So if the force on this element will nothing but be df I dl B, so we are taking the force on entire circle. So the integration of this term, so again the constant term will be outside the integration. So F will be I integration of closed loop of dl cross B. Now the interesting thing is that the force acting, if the magnetic field is uniform, we have to consider the left hand rule. If suppose this is the direction of magnetic induction, this is the direction of so understand how much force will be exerted on this closed circuit. We have to consider the left hand rule. If this thumb gives the direction of force, this gives the direction of current, and this gives the direction of magnetic. So in this case, if we consider this is the direction of a magnetic field, and this is the direction of current, the force will be exerted in this direction. This will be direction of force. Now, if we come here, if this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of current, the direction of force will be in this direction. If you come over here, this is the direction of current, this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of force. Similarly, if you come over here, this is the direction of force. this will be direction of magnetic field, and this will be the direction of current. So we experiences the force along all the directions. So the net force will be zero. So if the closed circuit is placed in uniform magnetic field, experiences the force zero. So these are the three cases when the wire is of different shapes. It experiences the different kind of magnetic. It experiences that different kind of forces when the current is flowing through that conductor and placed in uniform magnetic